Good day, everybody. I had an opportunity to come onto campus, and I thought that I must make use of this opportunity to record a special message to our students and staff, the entire WSU community, to, in a way, update them on where the university stands, but also just to say thank you to many staff who have gone the extra mile in trying to maintain the operations of the university during the state of lockdown. As you know, we have now moved from 7 weeks of lockdown to a stage where we are hoping to go into lockdown at level 3. The effect, however, on the university is going to be minimal, I suggest, because universities are places where we have to make specially sure that we have the necessary practices in place to keep people as safe as possible. The primary concern for all of us at the moment is to ensure that our staff remain as healthy as possible and that we do not put them at risk. And I want to give you the assurance that management will always put that as our number 1 priority. Our number 2 priority is to continue business and to make sure that we have life operating after the corona pandemic is over. We've got to try and save the academic year. And we certainly will not be able to save that academic year in 2020. We will most probably have to go into 2021 in order to complete the 2020 academic year. And so, unfortunately, we have been placed in a position where this coronavirus and its aftermath is going to extend into 2021 quite significantly. I would like to thank all staff members for their patience, but especially the students for their patience. The academic year would almost have been halfway by now, and yet we haven't started. And I'm sure that they are sitting there back at home, trying to come back onto campus, wishing that they could be here, and they can't because of the state in which our country and our province is in. And we will have to make an effort to make sure that we can also address those anxieties. The university is preparing for a partial return to campus over the next 3 or 4 months of students. But before we can do that, we've got to make sure, first of all, that the campuses are safe. Secondly, that our staff are operationally in place and that they are working in safe conditions. And it's only when those issues are in place that we can then say that students can come back. And then they are going to come back in drips and drabs. We will start the first, this month, we are starting with final year medical students. And I'm pretty certain that government will give us directions to allow other students to come back in the month of June. But the reality is that most of our students are going to have to stay at home and work remotely from home for quite some time. The university has had to retool itself entirely. And you can imagine that for a university that was used to teaching face-to-face, to now to re-engineer itself entirely and to now start teaching through remote methods, it has not been easy. Our staff have had to be trained. We have had to put the necessary infrastructure in place. For a student to be able to learn remotely, there were 3 things that are absolutely vital to make sure that everybody can do so successfully. The first is that we must have suitable electronic devices for them to be able to access material online. But having a laptop or a smartphone is not just enough. We also had to have connectivity, And you also have to have sufficient data to make use of that connectivity. We all know the backgrounds of our students, and we therefore have a mammoth task to ensure that our students will all have met those three conditions of devices, connectivity, and then also sufficient data. We have been working on doing so. Our first plan is to try and get laptops for every single student. Our calculations are that we need approximately 25,000 laptops. You don't get those overnight. And so therefore, while we are trying to purchase those, we also have to have a plan in place. What do we do in the meantime? We suspect that we will be able to do full-on online teaching for where it is necessary, round about July. We must therefore do something in between to keep students busy. We have therefore got an interim measure whereby we will be using cell phones to convey material to students so that at least they've got something that can keep them busy in the meantime. Afterwards, we will convert to the full online teaching. We will also make use of distance learning methods, and that means not online, because some people can't access online. Those people who are in that unfortunate position, we will try to get written material to them so that they at least are in the same position as others. And then when students come back, we will have classes and programs to revisit the material that they did remotely so that they can have catch up. And we will do our best to ensure that when it comes to the examination, the assessment time, that all students will be ready, no matter how the path went for them to get there. When they sit in the exam for assessment at the end of the day, they have got to be ready. That is our undertaking for everybody. When it comes to staff, I am extremely pleased with the way in which staff have managed to cope in this situation. And I really do want to thank you for your patience here. It is not easy to work from home, but first prize in these conditions is that those staff members who can work from home should do so. The reason is simple. We've got to try and take the pressure of congestion off our campuses. Only those staff members who are essential for the university's operations should come back. And we are asking staff, please don't just come onto campus. And I'm asking students also, please don't just come onto campus. Obey the lockdown regulations. And only those staff members whom we invite onto campus and request to come and do some work, we are asking them to do so. We have also tried, where possible, to ensure that those staff members who we require to work from home are given the necessary data, are given in some instances laptops in order to be able to perform their functions. And we also need to be able to create an office space at home for them. I want to reiterate that safety is the important thing. We are not going to escape the coronavirus. We are a microcosm of society. Our staff members have got families who operate in society, and they will, in due course, also meet people who have contracted coronavirus. And we are likely to have more incidents of coronavirus infection on campuses. We've had one already, and I know that that has caused anxiety among staff members. But I want to say to every staff member, please do not panic. We have to be anxious and we have to respect the situation and we have to protect ourselves. But it's also our function as a university to make sure that when such incidents occur, we take every single necessary step to protect the staff members. And I can tell you with absolute honesty that we have taken every single step that is required to protect our staff members from infection in this one instance where we have had the coronavirus infection. And I am satisfied that staff have been protected from this as best we can. But we know that there will be other incidents coming on. I'm asking people, please do believe us when we say that we will do the best we can to make sure that everybody is safe. We cannot afford to risk anybody's safety. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a hard journey. It's not going to be easy. And I really do wish that you will give everybody support. And your managers, if they request you to do something, please assist them. We need to pull through together as a team. Those who are leaders must please lead and lead wisely. And please make sure that we follow every single protocol that is necessary of physical distancing, of keeping our hands, ourselves hygienic, and to create safe spaces for everybody. Together we will succeed. This university will come through all of this. And I am grateful for all the work that people have done. I thank you all. I wish everybody safety, health, and well-being. Together we will succeed. I thank you.